Good day, viewers, and welcome to another episode of Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network, where we bring you news, events, and stories abound in the state system. ATN's appetite for in-depth and unbiased and factual reportage is the driving principle for this program in order to bring government activities to the doorstep of the people. We'll go through the highlights of today's reports. In the headlines, Rivers State, Fubara swears in 5 commissioners and 2 advisors. Kano, Ganduje's corruption documents stolen during protests. Welcome back, and now we dive into the details for today. Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has sworn in 5 new commissioners and 2 special advisors to serve in the state's executive council. The newly sworn-in commissioners are Mr. Lamu Abua, Dr. Roland Obed White, Mr. Austin Nadozie, Mr. Samuel Ayiba, and Dr. Samuel Aya. Opportunity to serve the state and not an opportunity to make economic gains. He further urged the new appointees to add value to the State Executive Council by contributing ideas that would promote good governance. He said, "Governance is about the provision of quality and people-oriented services. It is about improving people's quality of life. This administration remains focused and deeply determined to deliver on its responsibility. As a government, we are poised to justify the support we are receiving from our people," he said. Also in Rivers State, the Independent Electoral Commission has dismissed reports circulating on social media that it postponed a local government council elections scheduled for October 5th, 2024. Contrary to the reports, RSIEC Chairman, retired Justice Adolphus Enebele, insisted that the claims are false, baseless, and unfounded. In a statement signed, Enebele emphasized that he has not issued any statement regarding the postponement of the elections, and he urged the public to disregard the information. He reaffirmed that the timetable for the local government elections remained unchanged, and the election date of October 5th, 2024 is firmly upheld. Analysts have stated that the sack of APC caretaker committee must acknowledge the recent judgment of the State High Court. Speaking at Atlantic Television Network program Open Conversation, a political analyst, Ndamzi Ekolo, advised the sacked APC committee on need for an appeal as a legal means of expressing their dissatisfaction.
To give his opinion as to issues, as to what emanated from that judgment. But
of 14,229 for the PDP and 28 facilities in the form of non-tax payments. That makes the entire process more efficient, convenient, secure, and the e-tax platform was for all tax payments by the LIRS. LRP is another milestone in the administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who said the advanced technology will streamline the state's collection processes into a more friendly and accessible self-service portal for everyone. While the LRP aggregates all Lagos state bills and payments across ministries, departments and agencies in the state, as well as making it a one-stop shop for taxpayers, that the portal allows Lagosians to manage and print their bills and make payments online through multiple available channels. Agumbo explained that it eliminates the need for physical visits to Lagos state service stations and bank branches, saving time and reducing hassle for their taxpayers, and the portal ensures secure and seamless payments processing, guaranteeing that transactions are both safe and efficient. It added that with the portal, every payer receives an instant revenue receipt after transaction payment, and also allows them to seamlessly validate their receipts to avoid paying into the wrong hands. Operatives of the Delta State Police have killed a suspected kidnapper during a group in the Delta community. The operation, which also led to the arrest of three other suspects, resulted in the recovery of an arsenal of deadly weapons. The police public relations officer for Delta Command, SP Bright Edafe, disclosed this in a statement released in Warri on Wednesday. According to the statement, the incident occurred on August 12, 2024. The Ogun State Police Command has alerted members of the public of a notorious one-chance robbery gang operating along Shagamu of Mowe Expressway. The command spokesperson Omolola Odutola raised the awareness on Thursday in a statement posted on her X handle. Odutola said the command had received numerous complaints from residents, one of which involved a victim who was robbed of 700,000 naira at gunpoint after getting into a car from Kajola on Wednesday. While warning traders and business owners not to risk traveling with huge cash, the spokesperson to record and send video to the police if they are unsure about any particular vehicle. Odutola said the Ogun State Police Command has become inundated with complaints of a notorious gang operating within Shagamu, Ijebu-Ode at Mowe. Commuters on that axis make a video of your next trip and upload it to the police media when in doubt of the vehicle. Please alert our traders and business owners not to risk traveling with huge cash. Today, 700K was transferred from a victim who joined from Kajola at a gunpoint. They drove her into a street and made a transfer into a POS machine. A French court has authorized the seizure of 3 presidential jets linked to the federal government of Nigeria. Sources familiar with the matter have told reporters 2 of the jets, part of the Nigerian presidential air fleet, were recently put up for sale, while the third, an Airbus 330, was purchased by Nigeria but not yet delivered. The seizure of the presidential jets is as a result of an application by Zhongshan, a Chinese company whose export zone contract was revoked by the Ogun State government in 2016. An independent arbitral tribunal chaired by the former president of the UK Supreme Court awarded Zhongshan about $74.5 million in compensation, but the Ogun State government, which has a dispute with Zhongshan, has yet to honor the award. The federal government is the presidential jets include a Dassault Falcon 7X at Le Bourget Airport in Paris. a Boeing 737 and an Airbus 330 Mulhouse Airport in Switzerland. All are currently undergoing maintenance. Nigerian government reportedly paid $100 million for the Airbus. The court order prohibits the movement, sale, or purchase of the jet. Zhongshan receives the awarded $74.5 million. Bailiffs have set papers for each aircraft. The Nigerian government is yet to comment on this development. It follows the recent seizure of Nigerian-owned buildings in Liverpool, England, by a UK court in relation to the same dispute with Zhongshan. The properties against which Zhongshan secured charging orders are located at 15th Egbert Hall Road in Liverpool, at Beach Lodge, 44 Cardo Stones Road in Liverpool, estimated by the company to be worth between £1.3 million to £1.7 million. The Ogun State government and Zhongshan have been locked in a long-drawn battle over the management of an export processing zone in the southwest state. On 29 June 2010,
Call me. Just call me. Yeah, guys. This one.
hold on. You see? That this order may be set up against any third party holding the property subject to seizure. That's possible on the basis of the minutes alone. Our chambers at the seat of Paris Judicial Court, the enforcement judge said. Ondo State Police Commissioner Abayomi Oladipo has warned herdsmen and youths in Uba, Eshimiri, Akoko, and Adulo camp in Akoko Southwest against killings and arson in the community. Abayomi vowed to bring to book the killers of a farmer, Sunday Ayeni, and arsonist that wreaked havoc in Aduloju camp in council area of the state. ATM recalled that a farmer named Sunday Ayemi was gruesomely murdered by suspected herdsmen after some of them were made to pay compensation, justice for the victim, and an end to the herdsmen attacks in the community. Youths in the community reportedly invaded the Fulani camp in Aduloju and set it ablaze. In a swift response, the state police on Wednesday undertook an on-the-spot assessment of the Kano State High Court, which was vandalized, looted and razed amid the recent nationwide hunger protests, which turned violent in the parts of the north. Yusuf, during the tour, regretted the invasion and destruction of the High Court by hoodlums, lamenting that the hired miscreants carted away with corruption charges documents on former governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje. Multiple charges between high courts. According to the statement on Wednesday by the governor's spokesperson, Samsi Tafa, the governor was conducted on the court premises by the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Haruna Dediri, effective justice delivery. Yusuf also commiserated with the Kano State Chief Judge, Justice Dije Abdul Aboki, and the entire judiciary over what he described as an ugly incident. The governor commended the people of the state for their support and cooperation with his present administration and prayed for the sustenance of the temple for peace, stability and prosperity and economic development in the state. The management of the State High Court had, in a statement on August 4th, lamented the invasion, vandalism and burning of the State High Court, saying an investigation had begun the perpetrators. The spokesman for the court, Baba Ibrahim, recalled that on August 1st, rioters, governance protesters broke into the premises of the headquarters of the State High Court, vandalized offices, and stole unspecified amounts of money, guns, and guns seized from kidnappers and kept as exhibits in ongoing cases. Ibrahim said private and official vehicles parked in the premises of the court were razed, while some were vandalized by the protesters. Offices were vandalized, including that of the chief judge and other judges in the court were vandalized. The protesters destroyed the new and old cases files and scattered everything in the buildings. Exhibits, including guns kept in the court store, were also looted. This is the first Kano State Judiciary has witnessed such an incident. Vehicles parked on the court's premises were also vandalized and looted. Analysts have reminded the federal government of its consciousness as servants of the people, following reports from the nationwide peaceful protests. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Blowout, as it should respond to demands and needs of its citizens amidst the looming hardship.
Blocking funds that has been money or financing of the protests from outside the country. Well, that's their responsibility to do, but they should also exercise such speed in blocking channels of corruption in the country. And they should also exercise such prompt response in
ill-fated journey. The boat, which capsized in the middle of the river, was conveying teenagers and some elderly from the village who were hired for manual labor in farms along the river banks. It was reported that the captain of the ill-fated boat lost control of the boat as a result of violent waves from meters away from the destination point, which made it to capsize into the water. Do not forget we are open for advert placements, bookings and commercials, and you can connect with us on all our socials and watch us Facebook and YouTube Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok Atlantic TV Network 1, X formerly known as Twitter Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website atlanticnetwork.tv. Nigerian Customs Service has been directed to start the implementation of the 0% import duty and exemption of value-added tax in basic food. This was after President Bola Tinubu approved the implementation of the 0% import duty and exemption of value-added tax on basic food items. The Minister of Finance confirmed the approval in a letter to the Nigerian Customs Service dated August 8, 2024. The Nigerian Customs Service also confirmed the development in a document shared with one of our correspondents on Wednesday. Responding, the Comptroller General of the NCS, Bashir Adeneyi, instructed officials of the service to commence enforcement measures. In a circular titled Approval for the Implementation of 0% Duty Rate on Basic Food Items, the NCS said the Ministry of Finance sent a letter to the service informing the agency that Tinubu had approved the implementation. The letter dated August 14, 2024 and signed by the Deputy Comptroller General C.K. Nyangwang noted that the food commodities include maize, husked brown rice, wheat, grain beans and millet. She stated that the policy is restricted to the items listed and is effective from July 15 to December 31st, 2024. The letter read, I am directed to forward herewith a copy of the Federal Ministry of Finance letter confirming His Excellency Mr. President's approval for the implementation of 0% duty rate and value-added tax exemption from basic food items. You are to note that the policy is restricted to items listed in the letter and it is effective July 15, 2024 until December 31st, 2024 to be determined by a committee set up by the minister. It showed that the government crashed the duty rate and levy from 30% to 0 for husked brown rice, from 5% to 0 for grain, sorghum, millet and maize, and removed 20% duty levy on wheat and beans. Edun said importers applying for the duty waiver must be have miling capacity and verifiable backward integration program. BIP is a sourcing of raw materials. This measure, which is geared towards ameliorating the high cost of food items in the Nigerian market, shall be limited to the national supply gap to be determined by a committee set up by the minister. The importation of these items shall also be limited to investors within miling capacity and verified backward integration programs for some of these items, the minister said. On Tuesday, the Comptroller General of the Customs Service said the federal government will lose about 188 billion naira in revenue due to the suspension of import duties on food commodities. Adeni said the service will ensure adequate implementation by enlisting special corridors to clear imports on food items. You're watching Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network. We will be back after this break. In a statement from Musa Abdullahi Krishi, his special advisor on media and publicity, on Wednesday, Abbas said, in response to the voices and concerns of the people, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, has decided to withdraw the Council Subversion Bill and other related draft legislation. Tajuddin Abbas, speaking on the House of Representatives, has withdrawn the controversial Council Subversion Bill. In Jigawa State, devastating floods has wreaked havoc amongst Jigawa State, claiming the lives of 16 people and displacing 3,834 residents in 10 local government areas. The flood, which followed days of relentless rainfall, has submerged entire communities, leaving thousands homeless and destroying vast swaths of farmland. The Executive Secretary of the State Emergency Management Agency, Haruna Maigara, confirmed the grim statistics during a press briefing on Wednesday in Dutse, the state capital. He confirmed that approximately 3,936 homes were destroyed and a total of 2,700 hectares of farmland were washed away from the floods. By the floods, many of the displaced have sought refuge in public school buildings where they face overcrowded and uncomfortable conditions. One of the victims, Hajara Musa from Gwaram local government area, recounted the terrifying moment that floodwaters inundated her home. Abba Baba, Assistant Zonal Director of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, acknowledged the disruption and promised that a temporary solution would be put in place to ensure the continuity of economic activities in the region. In the wake of the disaster, the state government has urged residents to remain vigilant and adhere to safety guidelines to avoid further casualties. Authorities have also ensured the public that support will be provided to help affected families recover and rebuild their lives. In Borno State, Governor Babagana Umar Zulum said the Maiduguri inland port operations will resume in 6 months. Zulum made this known on Wednesday in Lagos while addressing journalists after a courtesy call to the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Shippers Council, NSC, Pius Akuta. The governor expressed confidence that the establishment of the NSC, while providing jobs opportunities to young people, would also boost the state's economy. Establishing the mainland dry port in Maiduguri will bring many opportunities to the government and people of Borno State. It will generate employment, taking thousands of youths and young children off the streets. This is very important. Zulum added that Borno State shares borders with 3 countries, namely Niger, Chad, and Cameroon. Therefore, the inland port, dry port, will enhance trans-border trade. This is what we are looking for. The relationship between our border countries will improve the economy of the nation and will grow very well, and our GDP will increase, he said. On his part, the Executive Secretary of Nabi and the Commission's Secretary Abdullahi Kontangora has currently in the custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission over alleged mismanagement of 90 billion naira in 2024 Hajj subsidy. In a document signed by our correspondent on Wednesday, the anti-graft agency said a total of Saudi Riyal 314.09 was recovered from the NACOM chairman and other ranking officials. The FCC said its investigation revealed that from the 90 billion Hajj subsidy, Arabi fraudulently overpaid himself and others the necessary operational costs. Also, according to the document, the approved 2024 anti-graft agency had first grilled Arabi for hours on July 29 and released him on bail. Also last week, on Wednesday, some top officials of the Hajj Commission were arrested by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission over alleged mismanagement or diversion of 90 billion naira subsidy. On Wednesday, a source in the EFCC told our correspondent that the NACOM chairman was taken in again on Wednesday for questioning and was detained. The secretary and chairman of the commission are in our custody and are facing serious interrogations in the 90 billion subsidy, amongst other allegations, the source said, on condition of anonymity because they could not speak officially. A document cited by our correspondent revealed that 8 million real, Saudi Riyal cash withdrawal was withdrawal out of the 90 billion to the federal government of the commission is yet to be accounted for by NACON. The document read, the sum of 90 billion was released by the federal government of Nigeria to the National Hajj Commission to subsidize the 2024 Hajj operations by the federal government of Nigeria. The total sum of 1,764,705,000,000. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has made a case for a specialized court to try culprits of oil theft in the country. Mr. Michael Ozukoye, the chief staff of the chairman of commission, Mr.